afternoon, Drag Racers. I'm Maddox.
And I'm Logan.
And for Season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race, every week we will be bringing you our top 3 moments of the week, the shade of the week, our favorite queen of the week,
our least favorite queen of the week,
our favorite look on the runway, and our predictions for next week's episode.
So stay tuned.
What do you want? What's the tea? You tell me what's the tea. What's the tea? You tell me what's the tea.
Hello, we weren't here last week, so I feel like we should do a little, recap of what happened.
A recap.
A recap. Hashtag finally Coco's gone. Just talk about last week.
So happy.
I was actually really surprised how well Roxy's guy turned out. Because when he walked in, I was like, woof.
Whoever
gets him.
Surprised at how horrible Coco Montrese looked.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but
first of all,
she always looks good. Excuse me. That's how I feel about her.
Yeah.
I could talk a lot of shit about her, but she always looks on point. Whether she's orange or not, she looks on point. But last week, it's like she ran out of orange powder. She had to use Jinx's setting powder. She was white. She had a wonky eyelash. And it's like she made her guy...
Her dress.
It was like she made her guy ugly, so she painted her face ugly to match him. Which, girl, you could do special effects makeup.
Her guy looked so terrible. I mean, I understand you've never done someone else's makeup, and it is weird doing someone else's. It's weird doing someone else's face because their shape is different, and you're trying to figure shit out. But it should never look like that. She looked like Butch Queen first time in drags at the ball.
But she never made it to the ball. The truck broke down on the side of the road, so she was Butch Queen first time in drags at IHOP.
Exactly. It was like, you came straight from the Waffle House into the club, and you look a fucking mess. It was not cute. And Detox and her guy were in love. He was kind of cute.
We all know that Detox loves a little kai-kai action.
He was cute, though. I was featuring it. Coco said about Roxy, all makeup, no talent. That was kind of fierce.
Well, as we're finding out on this show, you can make a nice garment.
Oh, and the weird guy that Jinx had, who's like, I think I killed Judy Garland.
That was a perfect match for Jinx.
My god.
I think Jinx knew him.
RuPaul was like, what is going on right now? I have no words.
RuPaul was like, someone needs to call my producers and get me off the set.
So Detox sent sent Coco home.
Bye.
Freudian slip. It was her 4th time in the bottom 2. So girl.
It was time.
It had been time. So
it had been time, and time again.
I actually would rather have had Alyssa stay another week than Coco.
I have to come to now. It took me a week after Alyssa was gone for me to...
I miss her.
I spent 2.5 hours the other day watching YouTube videos and her interviews, and I would like for it to be announced that I am a hardcore Alyssa Edwards stan, and I will be there at every New York show that you're at, and I would like to retract any shady statements that I made about you and me not getting along, because you are my spirit animal.
Ooh, I feel like she would be a good time girl. I mean... when she got eliminated, and then I watched the next episode, I'm like, oh, there's no faces.
When she got eliminated and said, always and forever, Edwards! I was like, I need to give this queen a second look over, because
she really turned the party.
You're a star.
It's like, you don't realize what you have until it's gone.
I miss you.
Peace, Alyssa. Because you were Monica Beverly Hills.
Doing it! Fierce. That's how fierce you were. Because we didn't realize how much we were going to miss her until she was gone.
And then she was gone, and I was like,
I think we need to bring back
poor little Trini.
An all-star season of people we miss. It'll be Tammy Brown.
Oh my god, Tammy Brown.
Alyssa Edwards and Monica Beverly Hills doing it. And that's it.
Top 3. It's just gonna start with the top 3.
It's the way this show should be. Start with your top 3, girl.
Okay, so now let's go on to this week.
What's the tea?
This week, my first favorite moment was Alaska's puppet of Roxy. That puppet show
That's what I put too.
Fierce. I said, alright, Miss Alaska. She read her to Phil, but made it funny. Because she was like, oh, look at me. I have a tear off over my tear off. And then she had on 2 wigs. The lashes were like, she even had the little mole on her. It was everything. I lived for it.
I thought it was hysterical. I think Roxy should never have attempted that mini challenge because you came off looking
real crazy and evil. She looked crazy.
When you have to apologize on Facebook after watching yourself.
And Instagram, too. Gert. And I mean, I understand what she was saying in the thing, because she was saying, like, you know, everyone says things that they change their mind about in the future. And I mean, I can look back at some of these episodes and we were reading Jinx for filth, and then we
read everyone and then we thought about it.
And then we liked them. So I mean,
you have to imagine, they filmed this in June and it doesn't air until 9 months later.
Exactly. And also, it's a competition and these are the only people you can see for 4 weeks. Like, after a while you're like, girl, get away from me before I slap you. But yeah, Alaska's puppet show of Roxy was flawless, and she did end up winning the mini challenge.
Which maybe she shouldn't have, because she should not choreograph anything ever again.
Well, we'll talk about that. So my second favorite moment was RuPaul on the runway. Like, this episode was so boring. But this was the first time that I, like, kind of gasped when she turned that corner. I was like, oh.
I gasp every time.
I know you do, but, like, this was the first time, like, I made an audibly loud gasp watching the episode. I was like, like, the hair was good. Her skin looked like butter. She fucking, that print on that dress was everything. I like how, like, the animal print got bigger and bigger as it went down. Yes. And she does prove why no one else will ever be the next drag superstar. Like, we were talking about this before. Like, Tyra Banks picks a girl who can never be better than her. And that's what RuPaul does.
Yep.
Sorry about it.
You thought winning was a compliment.
Hashtag sorry about it. What was your second favorite moment?
This is the first. I've never quoted anything Santino says because I don't ever think he's funny. But when he said, when Jinx came out in her Sweet 16 look, and he said, "My name's not Jinx anymore, it's Dreamcatcher." I was on the couch with my boyfriend and literally cackled.
Oh, God.
And got looked at like, what you laughing at? But I mean, I don't know why I thought it was so funny, but because she looked like she was like, "I am a hippie." Fucking Dreamcatcher got me by got me together. So I would like for it, your new name is now Jinx Dreamcatcher Monsoon. My
third favorite moment was the entire episode of Untucked. Because it was the Welcome to I Hate Jinx fan club, and let's talk about everything and
in front of
Jinx and act like she's not in the room. Like when Roxy stood up and was like, "Oh my God, girls, how do you feel that we're in the top 3?" And like Jinx is sitting on the other side of the room. And I'm like, girl, this is the decision. Why can't I talk today? The decision has not been made yet, and you are throwing the only shade. RuPaul said, "Roxy Andrews throwing a mountain of shade at Jinx Monsoon." I was like, yes, she is. She took every tree in the rainforest and put it on top of her head, girl. I said, all right, bitch. It was getting me together. I know this is not going to be a popular opinion, but I thought it was fierce. I lived for every second of it. And, I mean, Jinx has opportunities to speak up her mind, and like, but she always allows people to cut her off. Bitch, if you are going to be America's next drag superstar, you need to learn how to read and not let these other bitches come for you unless you call for them. Bitch, don't come for me. You can't be like, "Oh, innocent Jinx, she's so...
She was just
the pageant girl is picking on her." No, girl. That's how some drag queens are. And when you're dealing with a person like that, you need to know how to come back or you're going to be left in the dust. So, sorry about it. I thought it was fierce, the whole episode. And I thought it was fierce that they had the puppets of the...
judges.
The judges, yeah. Even though RuPaul's was white. Like, do you realize that you are a black man? Like, why would
she might be a black man, but she's a white woman.
What was your third favorite moment?
when Michelle, I don't know why I was so excited with all the judges this week, but when she clocked the Rolaska Talks trying to take Jinx Monsoon down, and for vocalizing it.
Yeah.
Because we all thought it. You were
Rolaska Talks
since episode 2, and you're stuck there with Miss Jinx Monsoon. Of course you're all going to say her name. And I was shocked that Alaska said her name.
I was shocked that Alaska said her name too, but I was also, I hate when they were in talks, her and Alaska were talking, and they were kind of like, oh, like, people only say this when they're jealous or they see you as competition, but sometimes you genuinely think someone should not be there.
Yeah, but you know what, Roxy showed your ass for a real different reason.
That's different, yeah.
We're used to seeing your ass, but you showed it completely different.
When Detox was saying, like, I want to be here over her, I don't feel like Detox was saying that because she saw her as...
No, but Detox also isn't going to admit that she should go home. And she should have, because she has messed up over and over.
Yeah, and this episode, like, she didn't know the words to the group number. I was like, girl, what is wrong with you right now?
But Miss Roxy Andrews, you really showed that you are real nervous about Miss Monsoon because you were showing your ass last
She was in the monsoon without a rain suit, girl. She didn't know what to do. Oops. Hashtag get an umbrella.
Oh. In case you can't afford that, get a poncho. She's going to mop that right at the 99-cent store.
Okay. So, the shade of the week. What was your shade of the week?
I put Roxy and Jinx Monsoon.
Yeah. It was
just the whole thing.
Whole shade.
It was all of it.
Yeah, one of my shades
And I really think that Roxy just needed to sit down.
One of my shades is they're in the workroom and they were like working on the things and Jinx is like, oh, I feel like an idiot. And then Roxy goes, sometimes we feel how we look. And I was like, oh, girl, the one-liners.
Why don't you all go to Roxy's page and tell her what a bully she is? Get the fuck off our back.
It's a double-edged sword because I live for a good reading.
I do too.
But not when it's coming from a sour place. It was
very sour, and it was very ugly, and it was uncomfortable.
Yeah, and when she did the puppet show.
And when she said, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Now, let me tell you what would have happened if I was there.
I would have just hit her.
That.
I
would have stood up with my lollipop and clocked you right across the damn head with it.
It would have been the first time in RuPaul's Drag Race history that someone got sent home for fighting. Because, girl, do not threaten me. Because now I feel threatened, and now I'm going to attack you.
I would have just tapped her with the lollipop to see what she would have done. Purposely when we were doing the thing. But she walked by now and be like, Kasha! Got you.
Joke's on you, girl.
Joke's on you, Miss Continental Plus. Oh.
Ooh. My favorite queen of the week is Alaska. Do I even have to say it like every week?
So is mine.
That's
a first for me. I've never liked Alaska.
I just love her.
She was a star this week, and to go from a place where your costume was falling apart on you,
and then
you came out and
turned the party.
I don't know what that thing was at the back of your shoe, which was really distracting to me. But other than that, it was a great outfit. And the fact that you sprayed your only 2 wigs.
First of all, I love
There's my shade of the week. You own 2 wigs.
I was going to say, Alaska, I love you, but you've been wearing the same wig every episode. You just change the part, add more black at the root.
So I just want to say, you are the only queen I know who came to RuPaul's Drag Race with 2 wigs and was brave enough to spray them pink before the finale challenge. And if you look at the preview, next week she has on some red afro on her head. Apparently you didn't bring shampoo and conditioner for your wigs. And you had to go and mop someone else's little red coconut wig.
Girl. Oh. But she still is my favorite, and I love, like, that when she talks, she's like whining.
I love her.
I love her too. It's everything. So, my worst of the week, I struggled with this, because I had put someone else. I was thinking of putting someone else, and then I just put Jinx Monsoon, because I did not like any of her looks on the runway. Her 16-year-old, no. That was hippie. Her executive, hell no.
First of all, her look
And her candy look was a hot fucking mess. I'm sorry. I had to agree with Roxy when she was reading her candy look. And even Santino, I had to agree with him. And he was like, at least if you had the hoop, there would have been more candy on your look. Girl, little crunched up candy canes in one corner of your dress is not an edible candy look. No. You looked a hot donkey fucking fool. I did not like any of her looks. And I'm going to go a little bit further and say that I didn't like her lip sync either. I didn't like Detox lip sync either. That lip sync was one of the worst lip syncs I've ever seen. I mean, besides Vivian Panay and the one that wore the caftan. I was like...
I loved the lip sync.
First of all, and I think the reason why I didn't like her this episode is because she reminded me of Paige Turner. And I was like, what is going on? And when she was performing, I was like, why don't I like her right now? And I was like, Paige Turner. You look like Paige Turner today. And that is not a compliment, girl. At Oils. That's why I didn't like her. And that's why I made her my worst. Sorry, girl. I gotta clock the tea where it needs to be clocked. And it's real hot because it just got off the stove. But I'm sorry, I didn't like it. And that is how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. Shade! Okay, who was your worst of the week?
You. For all of that. You for putting me in the position of having to say something shady when I'm trying to be real nice.
Who's your worst of the week?
Roxy.
Okay.
Roxy,
I knew you.
Boxy,
I was gonna put her.
Man boobs. That's who.
I was gonna put her at first.
Sorry about it. You really had me upset. Because I've liked you all season long. I've said you've been bad at some things, but you showed your ass and your true colors. I don't care if you're in a room with these people for 4 weeks with no food or water. You don't treat people that way that you're then going to try to say are your sisters and you're good.
Girl.
I know I haven't been on the show or experienced this, but I just know I don't think I could go in somewhere and, I mean, legitimately bully someone. To the point where you see that they're about to cry and you're laughing about it.
Yeah, that's not funny.
Now, if that's a pageant stance, I do not want to be a part of any pageant that you are. And world peace.
The only reason why I didn't put her as my worst
is because you wanted to go on the tangent you just went on.
Yeah, that. And her looks saved her. Which brings me to the runway. Bitch, we already touched on Alaska. Alaska's candy was everything.
Well, let's just go in the order of the thing.
Who was your favorite Sweet 16?
Alaska.
Okay, I thought that was cute with her little French nails.
The French nails.
The
I like that it was black.
Yeah.
I like that it was simple. It was 16.
Yeah, and
that's
she's
like, hi. There was no black in her hair, so she hadn't got her hands on the Sharpie yet.
I'm sorry, my favorite Sweet 16 was Roxy. I liked Alaska. It was fun. But I liked Roxy because she took the challenge a little further because she had candy in every look. I'm sorry.
She put candy all over herself because she's a former fat ass.
I'm sorry.
And she was hungry.
And I liked the color of blue. I liked that. Sorry, girl. Who was your favorite executive?
First of all, I'm not done. She did not look 16.
Well, none of them looked 16.
Alaska did. That's
because
her makeup skills have an evolution.
Because she didn't have no makeup.
I don't know. Something about Roxy I was like, you just stuck marshmallows on it.
No, I like that.
Trash box.
I did like Alaska, though. And executive look, I did feature Miss Alaska.
Miss Alaska giving you Tabitha Coffee's cousin.
First of all, like they said, it's hard to pull off a pantsuit and
Tabitha Coffee and Ellen DeGeneres had a baby, and it was Alaska in her
and she had the
sugar mama look.
She had the little construction hat and the Rolodex. She was pointing. I said, yes, bitch. She was staying in character. But I also did like Roxy's executive look.
What was so executive about? I am sick of that tearaway. I'm sick of the same coo-coo-coosh with your fat tits pushed up and you have it on some little short dress. Sorry about it. Where were you executive from? Huh?
She was at a fashion magazine.
No, she wasn't.
Candy Couture, Roxy was the only one who did Candy Couture. Because those little string candies into a gown was fierce. And you know it was fierce.
I put it.
And the fact that she started it late because she had already made a costume.
Well, she's the late queen.
Well, shit happens to her. Like I was saying, Jinx, I didn't like any of hers. And Detox, girl, your Candy Couture, you were falling over it. Like, Bob Mackie was like, the only thing she did was fall over her dress.
How would you...
Jinx, they were like, Jinx and her little ugly
Jinx, we don't
lace dress.
We don't need to talk about Jinx in that, because I think I'm going to give you this one thing.
I did like Jinx in the group number. I thought she, like, upstaged everyone in the group number.
Well, according to Roxy, it's not about... Roxy contradicted herself so many times. It's not about performance. I'm the only... You haven't had to lip sync yet. Well, then why are you telling her it's not about performance to be America's Next Drag Superstar? She also had a wonky eye during her Sugar Mama look. Your eyelash was a little crooked, girl.
I hate when that happens. You're like, ooh, this one is a little lower than the other one. So it makes your eyes look crazy. And you go like this.
And they're like...
Jinx and Detox obviously had to lip sync against each other, and it was to Mambo #1.
I hate to tell you, but I live for the lip sync, and it was perfectly fair for both of them, because Jinx is a camp queen and Detox is a camp lip sync performer, and she could have shut Jinx down.
And she did.
But hate to tell you, none of you knew what Jinx is like when she lip syncs, and Jinx doesn't lip sync when you see her show. She's a live singer.
She's a live singer.
And she sat there and went, whoa, 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 and everything about it.
Her lip sync was down, but I
was like, sorry about it, Detox, you talked a lot.
Yeah, I knew Detox was going home when
and
I was watching.
And Miss Jinx said, I'm just going to take my seat in the top 3, girl. She sat down in the middle of the number, in my mind, because I was like, Detox, this ain't going to get you out of that one. This was almost my shade of the week. When Detox went like this, and pointed at herself doing that, and they went to Michelle Visage, and Michelle Visage, she raised that one eyebrow, just seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I just wasn't a fan of the lip sync. Like I said, she reminded me of...
It was no Alyssa Edwards.
I mean, maybe it was because I didn't like the song choice. I don't know. I just was like, whatever. I knew Jinx was going to send Detox home as soon as it started. I was like, Jinx brought her Happy Dance feet. She borrowed them from Coco Montrese. Because, you know, when the song starts, Coco Montrese starts jigging and jiving. And that's what Jinx is doing.
Jinx Dreamcatcher Monsoon was on fire.
Yes. But Alaska wanted the whole shit and caboodle, which I think is feels. She's my favorite.
Good for her.
Good for her. But her 3 looks on the runway were good, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Roxy clearly won the Candy Couture, but
yes.
I think Alaska having the 2 before it that were good, even though they didn't incorporate candy.
Yeah.
They didn't ask you to for that.
Yeah.
So, Roxy, you got a little
her cotton candy dress was everything. I thought it was going to fall apart on the stage, because when she was putting it on, she was like, why?
She hot glued it to herself like Tyra Sanchez did with that wedding dress.
And I loved when she was like, they were like, you never lip sync. And she was like, I want to win the Tyra Sanchez way. I said,
and you know what? We'll find out if you do.
That's fierce. Okay, so next week it's just Alaska, Roxy, and Jinx.
So let's just do it 3rd place, 2nd place, winner. Because you know they eliminate one, then all.
Yeah,
2.
I think Roxy's gonna get eliminated first.
I think it's gonna be Alaska. I think Alaska's 3rd, Roxy's 2nd, Jinx is gonna win.
That would make it even more shady, even better that they would be the final 2.
Yep.
But I mean, they already tried that last year against Fifi and Sharon, and look how that turned out. Neither one of them are winners. Oops.
I think everyone's winning.
Maybe they will do that, because the producers of that show like to...
I don't know. It's just... I feel like Jinx has done so well recently.
Mm-hmm. And so has Alaska, that's why...
Yeah, but it's like... Jinx won how many in a row? 2, 3?
Well, I'm not saying that... I don't think Alaska's going to win.
And I just think between Roxy and Alaska, Roxy's going to shut her down with a look quickly. Roxy's a look queen.
She's a look queen. I don't know. You guys leave comments. What do you think the top 3? How do you think it's going to play out?
I think they should bring back Alyssa.
They're going to go, surprise, it's top 4 again.
Well, there is an extra week. That's the thing. There's next week, a week after, and then the finale is May 6th.
Oh, so what the fuck are they doing?
Maybe they're going to do one of those surprise endings where they get to the end and she says, find out at the live reunion. That's what's going to happen.
Leave your comments below and let us know how do you think the top 3 is going to play out. Who do you want to win? We're down to the nitty-gritty. And, I mean, even if it's an unpopular vote, you can put Roxy. I know someone out there wants her to win. It just ain't me. Or Logan. Even though she won't say it because she's trying to be nice this week. But
I don't know. I wouldn't mind Roxy.
No, I wouldn't mind her winning either. I mean,
I would mind her winning.
It
would make her into such she would turn into one of those unlikable people, and I don't like that.
Like Sharon did.
Oh.
I think Jinx is gonna win because that's like the pop. Like at this point, just like this time last year, we all knew Sharon was gonna win. Like it.
I didn't. I thought it was gonna be Chad.
No, I knew Sharon was gonna
Remember how upset I was when they wasn't Chad? Oh, I was upset.
I knew it was gonna be Sharon. I knew it. And when they did their little live reunion. First of all, that was taped 3 weeks before. But you get to vote! So that was this week's episode. And tune in next week to find out what's the tea?
What's the tea?
I did not think about that. I don't know where that came from. That was fair. We're turning the party. Those sleeves are like,
She was like, whoop, whoop.